So recently I've been playing a lot of ranked in season 4 of the finals, and I just wanted to make this video to sort of explain to you how the rank system works and maybe use this information to your own benefit. So starting off, each game is seeded. So whenever you play a ranked match or you queue into a ranked match, your team is given a seed out of every team in the whole tournament. And since there's only 8 teams in a game, you're going to be one of the numbers 1 through 8. And if you're number 1 seed, you're supposed to be the best team in the tournament and probably supposed to win the tournament. And if you're the number 8 seed, you're probably the worst team in the tournament. And there's not really much expectation for you to win the tournament. And how you are seeded is based on your team's RS score. And your team RS score is calculated by adding all 3 of your team's individual RS score. This number is usually in the 10,000s, and if you're below 10,000, I'm very sorry for you. And that in turn makes your seed. And depending on what your seed is and the relative other enemy team's rank score and such, it determines this sort of table of RS you can gain or lose, depending on what place you end up placing at. So say if you are seed 4, meaning that you're sort of the middle of the pack of the whole tournament, the game is probably going to give you a table where if you make top 4 at the end of the tournament, you will gain some RS. If you place 4th place, you'll gain a little bit RS. But if you place 3rd place, you'll gain a little bit more. If you place 2nd place, you'll gain a lot more. And if you place 1st place, you gain the most that you can gain. But if you were 1st seed in that tournament and you place 4th place, then you are most likely losing RS because the table is a lot more stricter on your team, because you're supposed to win the whole tournament. And then when you don't win the whole tournament, then you're doing worse than expected. And thus, the game will try to lower your RS score in order to reflect that. If you're the last seed, it's probably going to be a lot easier for you to gain RS by just passing the first round. But what the game doesn't really tell you about the rank system is that there is a difference between solo queuing and queuing with a party. If you queue with a party, the highest RS score person in your party will be sort of the leader of the party and sort of the RS. What happens is that the other people that are lower RS than the highest RS person in the party is that their RS will get artificially boosted towards the higher person's RS. Like the numbers don't add up exactly to what the highest person is, but it is very much inflated to be sort of in the same range as the highest person RS if you are in a party. From what I've seen, solo queue, all the numbers add up exactly to what the team RS score is shown in game. But when you're in a party, the highest person RS is sort of given to all the lower person's RS in your party. That really tries to prevent people from going on alternate accounts and trying to boost another person or try to get easier matches and such like that. But the issue with that sort of thing is that you could be trying to play with your friends that are actually their rank, and you're just going to get a lot harder matches in return, which can lead to a bad experience for people that are actually trying to play at their own rank and play together as friends. So it's a lot more difficult to play in a party with a lot of varying ranks. So it might be more beneficial for you to just play with people that are in your own rank rather than trying to play with people in a different rank, because the game won't try to match you with people of similar parties or similar ranks that are in your party, because how they do it is based on your RS team score, and they will artificially boost your RS team score to just be the highest person's RS rather than trying to find similar parties of the same rank. So just be aware of that. It's important to note that when you get your RS table, or like the values of RS you can gain or lose at the beginning of the tournament, that number is final. You can't gain bonus or lose bonus RS based on your personal performance. So whatever you do in the tournament is purely based on what you place as a team. So in that way, the RS gain and loss is sort of set in stone, and there is no accounting for personal performance. So this makes it very important for you to sort of play objectives and play with your team as much as possible, because playing by yourself won't really help you in terms of RS. Having 20 kills won't give you more RS or less RS, but protecting your teammate while they're stealing may help you win the match and thus get a higher placement and thus more RS. As you sort of climb up the rank tiers or ladder, you will have less RS gained and less RS lost. In the sense, you are in gold, you're probably going to be gaining like 1,000 RS if you win, but like losing also 1,000 RS if you lose on the first round or something. But as you go up to like plat or diamond, that RS numbers generally become lower. Say if you win, you get 400 RS, but if you lose, you also lose like 500 RS or something like that. As you go up the tiers, if you become better than average, you're most likely going to be losing a lot more than you would gain from winning a match. And that's sort of expected since you are in a rank higher than average, so you're going to be placed in a match where you are sort of always in the upper seeds, and you're expected to sort of be placed at the higher placements in a tournament match. Also, I think it's important to note that if you place in the top 2 of a tournament, you are guaranteed to get RS. If you play the match sort of just to get to the final round, you will always gain RS. So use this to your advantage and sort of always play for the qualifying rounds. Whatever team composition is better for the qualifying rounds, you should probably play that team composition. And really focus less on the final round. You have to actually win the qualifying rounds to get to the final round, so never play your composition based on a 3v3 format. That concludes my video, and hopefully that was helpful to someone, any of you. Like, comment, subscribe. I am planning on trying to make a new macro strategy guide for Ranked and World Tour. They're kind of the same thing, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys next time.